Here at Lake Wenatchee and in our surrounding communities, 75,000 acres of forest surrounds us, and those forests are not in the best health right now.
The risk of wildfire is very high in central Washington, and some of the highest risk really in the Pacific Northwest and in the entire country.
The private homes that are built here are on small little pieces of land surrounded by immense acreage.
The concerns from the community have been increasing. They are very aware of the fire risks.
It's important salmon habitat with the Wenatchee River. It's important wildlife habitat.
Any spark, any opportunity for a fire to get started is something that we're all afraid of.
The scale of the problem is huge. The timeline is short. The urgency is there, and we need to work.
Chelan County is somewhere around 67 to 70% Forest Service public land. We manage a lot of the forests in Chelan County, and a lot of the forests are unhealthy and overstocked.
The fundamental forest health problem is that there are too many trees. Having too much fuel leads to more severe wildfire. We need to prepare as much of the landscape as we can, so by the time a large fire does come, we've done a lot of that work. You know, that's a mixture of thinning, slash pile burning, prescribed fire.
We took a very specific interest in having more work done in the WUI areas, in the wildland-urban interface near close to the community.
We have a really big planning area with a lot of hope to get a lot of work done.
And over the course of 10 years, a lot of collaborative partners worked with the Forest Service to increase the pace and scale.
That's where the North Central Washington Forest Health Collaborative comes in, because there are representatives from all different state, federal, NGOs, folks really committed to working together to make a difference on national forest lands.
But I would say funding is a major issue, always is. To build workforces, to ramp up, to build the capacity, and we need to sustain the funding.
That's where Blue Forest came in with this novel conservation finance concept.
Blue Forest and the FRB is really trying to enable restoration at the scale needed for healthy forests and communities. So we work with a land manager to look at the restoration work that they have planned and to quantify and model the benefits of that work. And the FRB, or the Forest Resilience Bond, is a mechanism that allows us to bring upfront capital to partners to enable work to get done now, to pay restoration crews faster, and to accelerate that pace and get work started. The Blue Forest Science Team help different parties understand the value of this project to them and contribute funds to those projects.
Chelan County is looking at it from the standpoint that we have the ability to help lining up the people to get the work done and start doing some real work for real results.
The PUD and some of the other partners are basically helping because they have a stake in the work that we're doing.
We have transmission and distribution lines all over the forest, and we understand that there's a real risk there. We all want the same positive end for our fellow residents here in Chelan County. And us working together just makes eminent sense.
Bringing them all together has really enabled this work to get started at the scale that's needed.
The new funding is allowing us to focus on those boundary areas around private lands that have the most imminent need for fuel reduction.
Work done on the state lands and the federal lands provides protection for our residents and our community. That makes me very happy as the fire chief.
It's going to reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfire by over 80%.
It gives me a lot of comfort having work starting. This is the most critical work we're doing on the district.
And we're already kind of looking and excited for how could this scale across central Washington.
I think it'll be an example of what can be done on a grander scale as we look at that work.
I want to do what's right. This effort really meets my needs as a commissioner to promote the best for the most for the longest.
We're looking at DNR, we're looking at Forest Service, looking at PUD, we're looking at the county. We all come together for that goal of protecting what it is that we have here so that we don't lose it when that fire comes through.